Hey, this is Kelly.
Kelly, what are you up to?
Not much. Just getting ready to head out to work pretty soon.
Where are you working
So
at?
you caught me right before I'm heading out. I bartend out here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Okay, well, you're doing God's work in Fondy. Charlie.
What bar are you doing over there in Fondy? What's your bar?
The main pub right on Main Street here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Double bubble every day.
Oh, double tap it. There you go. Hey, my Grandma Sue's over there in Fondy, my Aunt Mary. So I'm there quite a bit, actually. I got to stop by and say hi.
If you ever want to come down and, shake for some shots.
Oh, I'd love to shake for some shots with you. Well, why don't you belly up to our bar before you go to your bar and tell us what's on your mind?
Well, I had just a couple questions. I figured that you're probably a pro when it comes to how do I take care of my flannels for the longevity of a good flannel. You know, I buy my flannels. Most of them are from Duluth Trading.
Sure.
I usually don't get them full price, but, they're usually on sale. But that's a pretty penny, and, you don't want to mess them up in the wash.
Mm-hmm.
Or the dryer. What's your recommendations for keeping a flannel for the long run?
This is very fitting because Charlie right now is wearing his flannel Stormy Cromer.
I am.
And so, Charlie, why don't you start her off?
So here's what I like to do with flannels. First of all, a good flannel is going to withstand any washing machine, dryer, or whatnot. Okay. And I know this because I put zero thought into my washing of any clothes I have. And a lot of my t-shirts shrink. The one I'm currently wearing was a little bit bigger. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I hear you're supposed to put it on cold. I tried cold. They still shrink. I don't know. But the flannels never shrink. I mean, a good flannel you can do anything with and it's not going to go bad. If the flannel's going bad, you got the wrong flannel. What I like to do, honestly, when I'm getting myself a flannel, I go over to Goodwill and you can see the wornness of the flannel. The more worn ones, that's going to be that's a sign of longevity. It's not a bad thing. And they're broken in. It's like a saddle. You got to break that sucker in. And so I'd get a nice broken in flannel. You're not going to need to worry about what you do with it. But you really want to hang it in a place of honor in your closet because that flannel is a living, breathing thing. And it knows that if you're just being disrespectful to it, it will be disrespectful to you. So those are my initial thoughts. Miles is over here giggling like an asshole because he doesn't like my advice. So I'll let...
I just didn't know where you were going with that.
I disagree with you a little bit, Charlie.
Oh, you disagree with me? Okay, well, you know what?
I say don't put them in the dryer. Don't dry your flannel. Because I usually only wear my flannels over a band t-shirt or a tie-dye. So they're not getting too cruddy. You know what I mean?
I think you better.
Febreze.
Oh, Febreze.
Get the tequila out of them. Get the bonfire smell out of them. Usually, the only time that I wash my flannels is if I got crud on it, like puke or dirt or something like that.
Okay.
Otherwise, usually Febreze will basically take care of the bonfire and the beer smell.
You can be honest with us. You said you're wearing them over a tie-dye shirt. We know that your flannels smell like weed. Okay? We know.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So now we found the real issue. How do you get your flannels to not smell like dope? And aside for don't do the dope, Febreze actually sounds like a good one. And you know what? I like what you're saying about the don't wash it. I really rarely wash my flannels anyway, so that's fantastic. Most of the stuff I wash has direct contact with my armpits. So and flannels often don't. Miles, you haven't talked in a while.
Yes, I just wanted to observe what you guys are talking about. I think that you are wrong, Charlie. You don't ever want to dry your flannel. It's a recipe for disaster.
I've never heard that.
You actually really shouldn't be drying any of your clothes, even though I do.
Yeah.
But, if you got a nice piece of clothing, maybe a Carhartt sweatshirt or something, you don't want to throw that in the dryer, first off.
Okay.
Number 2 is, I think you hit the nail on the head. Actually, kind of like jeans, you don't want to wash them as much. And I agree with you on that. I view a nice flannel as a genuine piece of leather. It's going to wear in. It's not going to wear out.
Wow. This is a call where I am learning something. And I appreciate both of you guys on enlightening me on this. I got to take better care of my flannels. And by take better care, I mean care less about them.
Exactly, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a situation, Charmin Ultra toilet paper, less is more.
Wow, very profound, Miles.
Now,
I like that.
Are you getting puke on your flannels because of patrons, or is that you?
Both.
Okay.
Sometimes both. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I turn into Pukey McGee.
Okay,
because when you're shaking for shots as a bartender, sometimes those patrons are calling shots that you normally wouldn't take.
Yeah,
we've talked about this before.
To the sippy cow.
What's the worst shot?
So,
What's the worst shot? The shot you never want to take.
Malort.
Malort. Oh yeah.
Wasn't there a video online recently of you taking a Malort shot and looking dead on the inside after? Charlie?
Yeah, I put it on my story. Oh my, that's the worst. That's disgusting.
Bad. I can do tequila. I can do rail gin, but Malort. Yeah, keep that down in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. I think the best way to keep them good is to wear them. Don't wash them unless you absolutely have to. And I think they're going to wear in and not wear out.
Yeah. Hey, I had another question for you guys.
Yeah.
So it's coming up on the Sturgeon Spectacular here in Fond du Lac coming up, and we got the chili cook-off coming up. Now, I'm entering this year as a home cook. 2 years prior, I 2 years in a row, but then not the last 2 years. So it was 2019 and 2021 because COVID messed it up a little bit for 2020. But I won the Sturgeon Spectacular Chili Cook-Off in the restaurant category, and now that I'm doing the home cook category. So I was wondering if you guys had any chili cook-off advice, or maybe just your views about what makes a good Midwest chili a good chili.
Okay,
before we answer it, congratulations.
Not to brag, you won. And 2, nice way to brag about yourself by acting all humble and being like, do you guys have any advice?
Yeah.
You're looking at 2 guys that don't even know how to work an oven correctly.
Right.
You're going to take food advice from us from a cook-off champion? I don't think that's going to happen.
You might as well have said, hey, guys, I won my first Oscar. Well, 2 Oscars, 2019 and 2021. They didn't hold the Oscars in 2020 because of COVID. But how can I win my 3rd Oscar?
Yeah, you guys got any acting advice?
Yeah. What I will say with chili, I eat it all, and I can't really taste. Everything I eat, I kind of tastes pretty good to me. So I'm not a picky eater.
On noodles or beans.
Oh, I throw the noodles in.
No noodles.
I'll do it all. I'll do noodles, beans. I like it spicy. That's what I like. I was going to say,
the only thing that I care about with a nice chili is, does it make my nose run?
Yeah.
If it can make my nose run, I'm all for it.
Yeah, because the nasal drip actually releases some flavor in the chili.
Yeah.
So as soon as just a scotch of snot hits that chili, it's like salt. It opens up the flavor profile.
Yeah, a little sodium.
Yep. So you get that spice in there. How are you spicing up your chili? What are you cutting pepper,
You're gonna ask her for
jalapeno?
her secret ingredient.
I'm
here,
just
Charlie?
asking her for some tips, Miles, and she would have given the secret ingredient had you not called it out like that.
Well, usually I make my own chili powders, or like I buy my own like dried chilies and process my own dried chilies.
You're
so
a
I
pro.
like to use ancho chilies. I'm gonna say all the name. I know I can say ancho, right? But all these other Mexican named chilies, I'm gonna say wrong. But Guajiro chilies, Hatch chilies, Poblano Serranos.
I just want to say
I prefer my chili with pork. I like pork shoulder and braised. So it's not ground, but I make a meaty chili.
Oh, yeah.
You're speaking my language.
I know.
Braised with beer.
I'm hungry.
Braised it in beer for the long haul. Yeah.
I love that. There's no doubt in our mind why you won that cook-off.
You are speaking our
Now,
language.
as an expert in the chili world, I got to ask you, this seems to be not as common as I thought. So when I grew up, we'd have chili and we'd have cinnamon rolls with it. What are your stances as a chili cook-off champ pairing chili with a cinnamon roll?
So I get the whole sweet and spicy, salty, like chili combination. I have friends that also put it over chocolate cake. I've heard that. I've heard peanut butter sandwiches. I am not a big sweet tooth person, so I like, with my chili, I like a grilled Limburger and onion on rye sandwich.
Okay.
Because I'm from Wisconsin.
Yeah, just something simple like that. Yeah.
I like the rye inclusion.
So back to your original question about the cook-off.
The Limburger cheese. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, Miles. I live in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin now, but apparently you guys say everywhere I've lived is the Midwest, including Alaska. But I did grow up I spent some years in Devil's Lake, North Dakota, my middle school years. And are you familiar, Miles, with a North Dakota style caramel roll?
Maybe. Continue on. What? Maybe I don't even know. Maybe I just think that is.
It's like a cinnamon roll, but it's covered in caramel.
Oh, yeah.
And they're really popular in North Dakota. Like in North Dakota, you would go to school and get breakfast, and one of the options is a caramel roll.
Yeah, actually.
And it's like a cinnamon roll, but it's covered in delicious caramel, and they're ginormous.
Yeah, so when I was
North Dakota is the only place.
So when I was a kid,
Sorry.
I used to no, you're good. When I was a kid, I would go to work with my dad in the summer, and we'd stop at a gas station called Stop and Go. They no longer are in business anymore, and they would have the best big cinnamon caramel rolls, and I would get one of those for breakfast. And so, yeah, I absolutely know my way around a cinnamon caramel roll.
The cinnamon caramel roll from the Stop and Go.
Yep.
That's I don't think I've had myself a cinnamon caramel roll yet, and here we are in North Dakota. I feel like I gotta try one today.
Yep. Well, if you're ever in Devil's Lake, on Main Street in Devil's Lake, there's this little diner, and they got just this case of these caramel rolls about the size of your face.
What's it called?
And they serve them warm with butter on top.
Are they the size of my face or Charlie's face? Because I need to know how big this thing is.
Probably Charlie's face.
Okay.
Who's got a bigger face?
Not quite as big as your face, Miles.
Yeah, I definitely have the bigger face. Look at me.
No, that's true. That's true.
You know, I got a big face when I stand face on with the mirror and I can't see my ears. You know? And Charlie doesn't even know what that's like.
No, I don't. What's the name of the diner in Devil's Lake that we can get that cinnamon or that caramel cinnamon roll at?
Oh man, I can't remember. There's only really one diner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to the diner in Devil's Lake if you're interested.
Yeah.
I have one more question before we let you go to work. Is that cool?
Okay, what's that?
Okay. As someone who doesn't know a ton about chili, I want you to give me I want from a chili champ. I want to know the top 3 things that make a great chili.
It's got to be meaty. It's got to have that flavor. The cumin. Cumin is the spice. If you smell that, it smells like chili.
If you smell
so it's kind of got like a smoke. Yeah. So it's got to have meaty, cumin, and good peppers.
Good peppers. All right.
And where does one find good peppers?
The garden.
Either your local Mexican grocery store or the internet. I have some brands that I buy that I get. There's this one place that I get chili powder from New Mexico online, and that's it makes it really good. So a good quality chili pepper and meaty and smoky. Yep.
Also in Wisconsin,
that's what I'd say.
You can grow some good peppers. And just a little tip for everyone. This comes from my grandpa Bob. You get yourself some sheep's head out of Winnebago, and you can clean them a little bit, and then with the fish guts, whatever fish guts, doesn't have to be sheep head. You bury them in your garden, and that really makes the pumpkins grow, and the jalapenos. Well, I don't know if jalapenos really grow, but you can grow some nice hot peppers.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you. If I'm growing stuff in my backyard, it's not going to be peppers.
Oh, you're growing the weed. Oh, this comes back to the tie-dye shirt.
I'm just joking.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Next time I'm in Fond du Lac, I'm going to stick my sniffer out the window and see if I can smell your backyard.
That's why she's always got to be cooking chili to cover up the other smells.
That's true. And now we know why she wants to wash her flannels.
Oh, full circle is what we call that.
It is.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much for calling in. Have a good day over at the bar. We hope you get tipped big today.
Okay. Yep. You guys have a good day.
All right. You too now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
What a good gal.
I know.
She sounds like I'd want her to be my bartender.
Seriously. And
great energy. Keeps the party going.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. Always has hooch on her. I really I learned a lot in that. I didn't know about the flannel thing. I didn't know about the chili deal. Cumin.
No matter how this goes down, Charlie, you want to head to Devil's Lake, get a caramel cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
All right.
I hope there's someone at the door saying, "Cumin in. Come on in." Well, anyway, we're done here, folks. Tried to get one last joke in and, crash the plane.